The inaugural season of the One-Up Modified Motor Tour is winding down in a hurry, and with this, the penultimate race of the 2025 season, race 11 of 12, the championship contest is down to just 4 drivers. How many of them will be in contention at the end of 90 laps here tonight? And can Ashton Blevins lock up the championship tonight and not have to worry about Stafford next time out at the finale? And alongside me in the booth to bring you all the action tonight, and as always, it is James Ellison with us in the booth for this race. Great to have you with us. And, well, Southern National Motorsports Park, a 0.4 of a mile short track with a lot of banking to it. There's a lot of great opportunities to make some moves. And for guys like Nicholas Santiago, Christian Van Heerden, if they're going to have any shot at knocking Ashton Blevins off the championship throne, they're going to have to make those moves quite early today.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta, they gotta really put the power to the pedal to the metal, and just try to do everything they can. Especially given that they're at a disadvantage as far as starting position, but they're not far back from it. It's going to be real interesting to see how this plays out. As, of course, all Blevins has to do is hang in there and outpace the ones that are the closest to him in the championship battle, and it's his.
It's going to be interesting to see how the points battle shakes out, especially considering this is the second to last race of the season, and Blevins could lock up the championship today, but he's going to need a rough outing for his teammate Nicholas Santiago to make that happen. As we can now bring you the starting lineup for tonight's 90 laps of racing action at Southern National. Elias Bershey, no longer in the championship picture, but still looking for a second win of the season. He lines up on pole position for the first time this year. Starting alongside him, the big outsider in the championship fight, Colby Bogdansky. He's the furthest back of the championship contending drivers. He needs a really good day today and a disaster for Blevins to keep himself in the hunt after tonight. Blevins, as you said, lines up in third. Jack Davis, winner last time out at Flat Rock, lines up fourth. And Jesse Johns, with a career best start, lines up in fifth. And then you got to go back to Van Heerden and Santiago, 6th and 7th on the grid. Not terrible qualifying runs, but the way Blevins has been driving, they need to get a move on him pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely. They've got to do everything they can. They got to move early. They got to move fast. They got to find some way to not only get to Blevins, but also Bogdansky, because, well, yes, he's not the most immediate threat for the championship. If he is in position to potentially move himself up to be in the shot to be the best of the rest, should Blevins finish this up here today for the title lock.
We're going to find all that out tonight, aren't we? 90 laps at Southern National Motorsports Park, and we are ready to bring you that action now. It is the One-Up Modified Motor Tour, race 11 of 12, and the green flag getting set to get this great race underway. Stay tuned for that. 90 laps under the lights at Southern National. Will the title be decided today? It is Bershey and Bogdansky leading us to the green flag. We're racing at Southern National Motorsports Park, and it's an even launch for the top two. But I think Bershey, with that inside line, is going to get the advantage for 3 and 4, and Blevins is going to follow him through to complete the first lap.
And that's exactly what he needed to do. And yeah, like we talked about, Bogdansky isn't exactly his closest threat for keeping him from locking up the title tonight, but putting Bogdansky back there to put up with, looks like we got Jesse Johns trying to make some moves himself and is completing some passes. Blevins may want to look out here, because Johns ain't got nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Oh, nothing to gain except maybe his first career win if he can get up there to Bershey, but Blevins is doing what he needs to do right now, and it's looking like his closest competitors are struggling right now.
Yeah, especially Nicholas Santiago in this 54. He started in 7th position. He's been kicked up to the high line now. He's being overtaken by Dallas Miller in the 83. Is he going to have room to possibly slot in behind the 83? Looks like it. So Santiago, he's going to try and find his way to the bottom, but he just can't find a way there. maybe his car's not handling right to where it can't wrap the bottom like everyone else is hoping to. But right now, he is running in 7th while Blevins is 2nd. As they run right now, it'll be really tight on if Blevins can lock it up today.
Yeah, meanwhile, you see several different drivers trying to jockey for position here as things have single filed out a little bit. Bogdansky trying to regain this position that he lost, or one of the two he's lost so far. But he's having some new problems. They're 3 wide toward the middle of the pack.
Oh, they're about to. Ooh, big contact into the wall for Chase James out of turn 4. No caution for it, but he is very much on the back foot now. He has got a lot of damage on the right side bar of that car. Hopefully he's able to keep it under him and keep going in this race, because we don't know what to expect out of a race here. We've never raced here before, obviously, but Chase James, the first one to find the wall in this one.
It's unfortunate. He was just an innocent bystander from a 3 wide situation, and sometimes these things happen on short tracks, and any other track it can happen at too. But that's not going to look. He's not had the best of seasons. We haven't talked about him a whole lot, to my recollection, but that's certainly not a good way to get brought up in the broadcast.
To his credit, though, he did get a career best 2nd at Lime Rock Park, so very strong day out there for him. He'll be actually in this car next season, the 9 that's currently running in 3rd position, being currently driven by Jesse Johns. As Santiago looks like he's found the bottom finally, and he's managed to work his way up to the 5th position. As things stand right now, Blevins would not clinch the championship today. He would go to Stafford. But Santiago, he wants to make sure of that. He wants to get up to where Bogdansky is, Jesse Johns, and maybe even up to his teammate if he's lucky.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they all want to try to get up there and get to Bershi and try to do something with him. But like you said, all Santiago has to do is finish right up there with his teammate, or maybe something happened to his teammate and end up finishing behind him. And the championship battle does go to the finale, which, a lot of fans would love to see that. But at the same time, the fact that it's still a pretty close, been fairly close at times for an inaugural season, hasn't been too bad.
Yeah, but Blevins, he's also having a pretty tough time wrapping the bottom of a racetrack. He's going like half a lane to a full lane up the track, and he's got about 3/4 of a second now behind Elias Bershi, who's led every lap so far from the pole, but looking a little further back now. And I want to give a quick call as well to this 22, Sean McHale. He started down in 24th and last in this race. He's now fought his way up to just outside the top 10 in 11th place, so very strong run for this 22 car in the early goings here at Southern National.
And that's really good, because we got a motor going.
And it's the 64, Ali Ahmed in the 64. He was our pole sitter at Flat Rock, but now he looks to be out of the race with a mechanical failure on that 64. Very rarely do we see those in the modifieds, but tough break for Ali Ahmed. He was running in the top 10 when his engine let go.
Yeah, and as you see right there, as Ahmed drops down the running order after dropping out of the race, it's looking like a tough time for Christian Van Heerden. Started 6th, running last of the cars still on track. I'd say, yeah, that's going to be good. That's going to be good in the eyes of Ashton Blevins, but not so good for Van Heerden.
No, but he has got a golden ticket to the Turbo Truck Series next year, does Van Heerden, and I'm sure he's going to make the most of it when 2026 gets underway. But meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Blevins starting to cut the gap down a little bit on Elias Bershi. He's got the gap down to, let's see what it is at the line here, about half a second now. Oh, but he goes really wide through 1 and 2. That's going to cost him a couple tenths right there. Hopefully he doesn't get swept up in by Jesse Johns, who's coming at him at a rate of speed.
And Johns is hoping to have an opportunity to get up there to Blevins, but he's also having to keep an eye behind him, because look behind him, you got Bogdansky and you've got Santiago. They're both trying to find their way up here to get to him and get by him so they can get up there to that 56.
And look at this. The back of the field is close to being caught by our leader Bershey and Blevins and Johns, etc. So we may have some lap traffic before too long here, and that could really wipe out Bershey's lead, because we've seen it before. We saw it at Flat Rock last time out. Lap traffic can really put a damper on things if you're the leader, especially in a tight little short track like this.
Yeah, it's really tough to see what can happen when you get to lap traffic until you get to that lap traffic. We've seen it, actually. As a matter of fact, last time out, the race winning move was made because of lap traffic. So you never know. It's win or lose when it comes to lap traffic. So you just gotta do what you can to navigate through it. And if you're the one on the lead of the field, you just gotta hope that nobody is getting in a position to take advantage of the lappers.
And meanwhile, Santiago has found his way to the back bumper of Colby Bogdansky in the 25. This would be a battle for 4th place. We'll see if Santiago can make the move. Oh, he just goes a little high in 1 and 2. That's what we've seen a lot already in this race. These guys trying to... They're either doing that on purpose, which isn't likely, or they're just sliding the car up the track involuntarily, which I think is the more likely scenario. This track is quite slick, and these guys are trying to find every bit of grip out there that they can find.
Yeah, find every bit of grip they can, and also find openings, because, see here, it looks like, as we continue to look, now we look toward this, Bershey's getting very close to that back end of the field.
Yeah, and he's not going to want to waste any time trying to get past, though. But if he has a little harder time doing that, as Van Heerden goes up the track, he had a little bit of a troubling time through 3 and 4. We'll see what he can do. Oh, and we got a spin! In 1 and 2, it's Chase James and Austin Hiller. That'll put us under the caution flag for the first time today, and that'll make that lap car question essentially useless.
Yeah, that's a big sigh of relief for the back of the field, with the exception of these two right here. One of them had already had a rough time earlier in this race, actually. So, but with the exception of these two, the rest of the field can breathe easy, especially Van Heerden.
Yeah, but we are under caution now for the first time in this race on lap 37, and it's for a 2-car incident. Chase James and Austin Hiller will get you a replay of what happened to these two in just a short moment here. We are under our first caution of the day, about closing in on halfway in this race, but we're still far from done. So coming out of turn 4, it looks as though Hiller is going to send it off into turn 1. He carried way too much speed, and Chase James, once again, just a bystander in that situation.
Yeah, but at least this time the person that sent him to the wall went with him, but still not much consolation when you're already having a rough night.
Definitely not, but Chase James has still got to fight for every position he can get, and same with Austin Hiller. You know, these guys are fighting for every position they can get, and you just never know when the situation calls for desperate action.
Yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures sometimes, and you never know what's going to happen. It's really tough to see, as now we see they're continuing under caution.
So we cycle around under caution for the first time today here on lap about 39 now. Bershey still leads. He's led pretty much from the drop of the green flag. Blevins in 2nd position. Jesse Johns runs 3rd. Colby Bogdansky and Nicholas Santiago completing the top 5. And we should be getting the 1 to go signal within the next couple laps here. So we're about half a lap from the restart. We've got Bogdansky in 4th, Santiago 5th, the top 3 being Bershey, Blevins, and Johns. But we're getting ready for a restart, which is something we've not seen yet tonight. I wonder how the field will cope.
I think it'll do really good. Let's see right here. Oh, Blevins got a real good restart. Johns did as well. Bershey might not be able to hold on to this lead past halfway unless he's going to get some real good defense going.
Well, he's wrapping the bottom. That's exactly what he needs to do. And how about this? Santiago with an excellent restart. He's now getting alongside Bogdansky for the fourth position, and he's got that one taken care of. Now he's working on Jesse Johns for third. This 54 is flying on the restart.
Yeah, that's the restart he needed. Not the restart Bogdansky needed, but he's not falling like a rock, which is a good thing. But it's really going to be hard, especially considering he's got a lap car that's messing with him now. As we have a battle for the lead or second place, and for whether or not, definitely whether or not this championship will continue to the finale.
Yeah, Nicholas Santiago continues his blistering restart. He's already passed his teammate Ashton Blevins, but the 56 is not done yet. He dives to the inside of his own teammate in a battle for second position. Blevins does not want to give up this position because he knows that every point is going to matter in this championship, which looks more and more likely like it's going to be a battle between these two teammates for the title. Yeah,
and, you know, that's what this team wants. They want it to be just between them, so the more they can deal with, although they might not want to get to battling each other too much because Bogdansky's rebounding a little bit here.
Yeah, Bogdansky's still lurking back there in fourth place, but I think Blevins is in a pretty good spot right now. He's in second. He's right ahead of his teammate. I'm sure he would have hoped the 54 would be a little further back so he could try and clinch the championship. But regardless, I'm sure in the position he's in right now, he just needs to go to Stafford and have a decent day, not even a winning day, to win the championship. But we still got just about half this race still to go. With Elias Bershey still in command of this race. He's locked up the point for leading the most laps today. Oh, and we got spin.
Oh, and we got another caution.
Yeah, it's Brian Laughlin in the 28 this time, along with Sean McHale in the 22. That's our second caution of the day. Oh, and we got another spin out of turn 2. That's Seth Bayless in the 34.
Yeah, Bayless didn't have a very good start to the race, starting on the back toward the back of the field, so this certainly ain't going to do him any favors.
No, it definitely won't, but it gives Santiago another chance to get past Blevins on another restart, which is, I'm sure, good news for the 54. But, yeah, very curious to see how this one pans out. Of course, Chase James will get the free pass. He'll get the lap back, which is good news for him. Bad news for McHale and for Laughlin, though. They've got damage now, too. So it looks as though it starts right about here with Brian Laughlin. Ooh, McHale sent it deep this time, and yeah, it just shipped the 28 up the racetrack. I don't know what McHale was doing back there. He had made some good headway. Maybe he'd fallen back once again, but regardless, here's what happened. And slowing down for the yellow, Luke Evans gets into the back of Seth Bayless to send him in a slide. So, two separate incidents on opposite ends of the racetrack to put us under this, our second caution of the day.
And the leaders are seeing the 34 recover here and breathing a sigh of relief that it didn't drag out and get them caught up in it. So, some good news for the leaders, not so good news for those who are dealing with other issues.
No, but we should be okay to get back racing in a little bit here. We're still under the caution flag. This is our second one of the day. And I believe we'll get the one to go signal next time by. So we have Bershey, who's led every lap so far. Blevins, who's just been lurking back there, waiting for the right moment in second. Santiago's got to go if he's going to have a stake in this championship fight. He's third. Bogdansky's holding on to a sliver of hope in fourth. And Jesse Johns still having a career-best day in fifth position.
Yeah, career-best day is always good. What would make it an even better career best day would be to move further forward than where he's at, but we'll have to wait and see.
So the lights go out on the pace car. We'll going green next time by, and this time we're going to have a lap car down on that inside line in the form of Austin Hiller. So my question now becomes, how is he going to play a factor in deciding the outcome of this race right here?
Lap car will definitely make things very interesting, so we're going to have to watch and see how this plays out as the green flag is back in the air. The 84 is hanging right in there with him, could very well play a factor in at least what's going to happen to second place.
Well, Bershey's not able to clear him, and now he's stuck on that outside line, and Hiller runs him up the road. This is going to be a big opportunity for Ashton Blevins to dive down to the 11s inside and take the lead away. Look, he's already got a wheel under him. The 56 going for the lead, and on lap 56, he's going to try and take the lead himself. And he gets it. Good for him, man.
And remember what I said about Jesse Johns? About going for better career best? He is in third, going for second. And I have a feeling that he's going to push for every spot he can get.
Trying to impress some team owners, trying to look for a new driver. He wants to prove that he's got what it takes. As Santiago starts to fall through the field, as does Bershi. So now we've got the 44 of Krastev trying to fight for a podium here. Blevins now trying to work on Hiller to put him back a lap down. But Jesse Johns now solidly in second, the 44 of Krastev up to third place.
And this is looking more and more in Blevins' favor here for locking up the title, as his two biggest rivals continue to fall down the order.
Yeah, I don't think Bershi's car is handling the same as it was before. It was great in clean air, but now that he's stuck behind a bunch of cars, trying to work his way back up through the field, he's down to 5th place, and I don't think he likes it back there because he wants to get back to the lead. His car is not the same as it was earlier. And
you got to feel for, because Aztec Motorsports has had some real good races, especially with Bershi in this second half. And they've come real close. I mean, we talked about Hovik. They both drivers have been trying to do really good here, but you can't really get upset at how the season has gone, even though the results won't always show it. But I have a feeling 2026 will be better for them as Bershi tries to stop the bleeding.
Oh, is he going to be let in by his teammate? No, he gets shipped by his teammate. Bershi going up the track. He's into the wall. Caution's going to be out for the 3rd time for our pole sitter. Elias Bershi got shipped off into turn 1 by his own teammate.
That's going to be an interesting meeting at Aztec Motorsports when it's all said and done.
And you just saw it coming, didn't you? Bershi kept sliding further and further back through the field. And you just had a feeling he was going to get run over at some point. Good news for Austin Hiller, at least. He's going to get the free pass and could be the 23rd car on the lead lap. But man, poor Elias Bershi. He was having such a good day, and now it's all come unraveled here in the last 10 laps or so. We will get you a replay of this, of course, as we always do. Very tough break, though, for the pole sitter today. So you see, he was getting freight trained. He was hoping the 41 would give him up space to get back in line, but he already had a fender on him, and sure enough, he just got sent up the racetrack. That's a really big impact into the outside wall, and Victor Reyes did a really good job around the outside to sling it past the 11 and not get any more damage.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that happened, and such a promising night was going so wrong for him now. You really feel for him.
Yep, so he's not likely to win today, but they knew he was here for sure. But for now, we're back under caution for the 3rd time tonight, and it is Ashton Blevins leading this race. He still isn't going to lock up the championship, though, as they run right now, because Nicholas Santiago is doing just good enough to keep within the fight. But if it were to end like this, it would be an all Phantom Fury Motorsports affair as we would head to Stafford. But we still have about 20 laps to go. A lot can still happen. As the lights go out on the pace car, we're going to go racing with about 21 laps to go.
And 21 laps to go, and who knows what's going to happen, because every time it seems like we get a decent run, something happened to slow the pace down again. But who knows? Maybe we'll see something here, and maybe we'll see just how good a car that number 9 of Jesse Johns is, standing right there behind Blevins.
We're about to find out. Pace car pulls off. Blevins getting ready to lead the field back to green. Blevins looking for his 3rd win of the 2025 season. The field starts to accelerate. We're back underway with 21 to go.
And like I said, and John's already on the attack, trying to find something, but not really having much for it at this time, as you see Santiago under attack here from Jack Davis.
Yeah, and Santiago did not have a good restart this time. He's already lost out to Jack Davis, who started this race down in... Well, actually, he's reclaiming the spot that he started. He started this race in 4th, and he's now back up into the top 5 after running deeper in the field earlier on. But now Davis is going after Jesse Johns for second place. Could we see another late charge from the 45 to get his third win of the season?
Yeah, I'd say Blevins better be a little concerned about Davis for the win at least, because yeah, he is on a charge. This car is moving.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a lot of time left to make it happen. These are really short laps, and we only have about 17 of them to go. But critically, Ashton Blevins has the fastest lap of the race, and that's a bonus point. So if Santiago loses a few more places, he could clinch the championship.
Yeah, and that's not what he wants. But that's not what Santiago wants. It's what Blevins wants. But you know, this is going to be interesting to follow.
It definitely will, because Santiago's down in 5th place right now. If he loses about 2 or 3 more spots, that would open the door for Blevins to lock up the title. But we're coming to 14 laps to go. Santiago's still trying to get back past Dallas Miller here. And meanwhile, this 56 car is pulling away.
I wouldn't say pulling away, because the 45 has started to really close in a little bit, or at least it looks that way.
And the 54 has gotten back past Miller now to move himself back up in the 4. So this championship fight, as it stands right now, is still on.
And if he can just get up there and get back by Johns again, then he definitely can force his teammate to have to put up with him going to the finale. Obviously that's not what Blevins wants, but if it's what he gets, you know he's going to be ready for it.
And meanwhile, Wayne Hovick, who started this race down in 23rd, he's picked up the baton for Aztec Motorsports. He's now getting underneath Dallas Miller to move himself up into the top 5, looking for a second straight top 5 this season. Now that his teammate Bershey has had problems and is now running deep in the field in 22nd place, Wayne Hovick now looking to give Aztec Motorsports something good to smile about in this race.
And, you know, if he could get it to be back-to-back top 5s, that would definitely be something to be grateful for to end the season on. But, you know, as we look at what could have been for Bershey. But
yeah, he has not had the same car after getting wrecked earlier.
Yeah, he's got one more race to prove himself for 25, and then the good size lost season, a little bit lengthier than what everyone else gets in the upper series, but I have a feeling that he'll go into 2026 with more determination.
And he's got a truck series ride in the works as well, so we'll see more of him for sure in 2026. But up at the front of the field, the gap's now over a second between Blevins and Davis. Santiago is still hanging out in 4th position. Is that going to be enough?
Yeah, he's hoping it's enough. It's got to be enough, because all he has to do is hang on to where he is, and maybe get another position if he can get up there to the 9. But right now, I think he's fine.
Oh, we got a crash! We got a crash, and it's the 84 again. This is going to put us under caution, and I don't think we're going to get back underway after this.
Yeah, way too close to the end here. This is going to really... Yeah, I've got a feeling that, this one might very well be done.
A very tough break for Austin Hiller, who had gotten the free pass. He'd gotten back on the lead lap, but now his race is going to end with another incident to spoil his day. And we will get your replays of that, as this is now our 4th caution of the race, and yeah, we are not likely to get this one back underway. So here we go. It's right at the back of the field. Is it going to be Laughlin this time shipping it off in the 3? Yes, it will. Pretty much the exact same situation we saw earlier. And tough break for Brian Laughlin. He's been struggling all season, hoping for something good to happen, and it just hasn't come. And now his penultimate race in the series is going to end like this.
It's very unfortunate for him, because it happens. You don't want it to happen. It happens, but there's always a chance for things to get better. If you've hit a low and you feel like you're at the lowest you can get, you can only go up.
Yeah, but we have confirmation now. This race will not be restarted. The lights are still on the safety car. So they'll lead him around for one more lap under this caution flag. But Ashton Blevins is going to be in a really good position to win this race, but he will not win the championship today. Nicholas Santiago is too close to him.
Yeah, that's on Blevins' side of things, that's a bummer. On Santiago's side of things, that means he has one more shot to take this one from his team, which, got a lot of work to do for that to happen. But it's gonna be interesting to see how these two work it out.
And for Ashton Blevins, this season was all about reestablishing himself. He had a season in the Nitro National Series, could have gone a whole lot smoother. But now, as he comes out of turn 4 for the final time under the checkered flag, and Ashton Blevins gets his 3rd win of the 2025 season, and now all he has to do is finish in the top 20 at Stafford, and no matter what Nicholas Santiago does, Ashton Blevins will be your 2025 champ.
Yeah, that's quite the resurgence for him. You gotta feel great for him, because you said it. It was a tough go in his Nitro start, but this is career revival coming to fruition.
Absolutely it is, because like I said, all he has to do is finish 20th or better at Stafford, and he will win the championship, even if Nicholas Santiago wins the race with max points. So, Blevins has finished top 20 every race this season, for the record. He's finished top 15 in every race this season. So, I would argue he's in pretty good shape to win that championship. But for Nicholas Santiago, this is his 11th top 10 of the season in 11 races. He's the only driver to have top 10s in every race this season. But unfortunately for him, it's going to be a massive long shot for him to get that championship this year. But with that being said, from James Ellison and from myself as well, thanks for joining us for this absolutely epic race at Southern National Motorsports Park. We'll see you again at Stafford Motor Speedway for the grand finale in a few weeks' time. But until we see you for that final race of the season, so long from the Southern National, congrats to Ashton Blevins. He's one step away. He's got one hand on the trophy. Can he close the deal?